donkey. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. I'm by myself. Sharon has to work. I didn't have to work today because I can make my own schedule sometimes. My customers make my schedule. I don't make my schedule. Who am I kidding? But I'm bringing the car down. We're going to Wilmington. No we. There's no mouse in my pocket. It's just me. Putting it on the rollers. We're going to get it tuned. Rios Racing is going to be tuning it. New pulley. Trying to get a little bit more out of it so that we can hit those 9s on sick week. It's always a good idea, right before a major event that you've already paid all the money for, a week-long thing, to completely change the car. Best way to do things. But it's happening. So down I go, down to Wilmington, put it on the rollers, see what the car will do. And I'm lonely. Here she goes, up on the rollers. All right, we're gonna do a baseline pull just to see where the car is at now. Remember, we got a bigger pulley on it and coolant pressure sensor so that we can see any coolant spikes and just kind of see where we're at with what we got. Putting out, what did that say? 789 horsepower and 832 foot-pounds of torque on the first run right there. What it looks like. Alright, so that's a baseline pull. Remember something. We don't care about horsepower numbers. We only care about the number on the board at the end of the track. But horsepower is a good idea and a good thing to know, so that you kind of get an idea of where the car should be, and if you pick up power, your tuning is going well. If you drop power, your tuning is not going well. So that's why we care about the horsepower numbers. But if the car made 500 horsepower but ran 9s, I wouldn't care, and Sharon wouldn't care either. But we're gonna get after it. A couple more pulls like that, and then we're gonna really start. That was with no ice in it either. And as expected, we dropped a little bit. It's kind of the idea. So we're picking up a little bit of knock, but it's only on the hit. And I just was rattling around the engine to see if there was anything that could cause a false knock, and it turns out the catch can that sits on the back of the engine, knock sensors are on the sides, but it's actually kind of close to one of the knock sensors. It's kind of loose, so I'm thinking on the hit it might be rattling and causing knock sensors to go off. So I'm gonna tighten that up right quick. Well, one of them was only well, I could turn it with my fingers. Every time I do a nut and bolt check, I hit 1,000 bolts, and I always manage to miss the 2 bolts that are gonna be loose every time. So tighten those up. He's gonna pull a little bit more timing out the bottom just to be safe, make sure that it was actually false knock, and we're gonna go from there. She behaved better that time?
Let's see.
Is she fighting?
Not too bad. It's back to where it should be. Now we're going to, IATs look good on that one, so now we're going to add 1 degree and make sure it picks up everywhere and keep on doing the dance where we keep icing, keep everything consistent, and keep adding timing to see what it wants.
Okay. .822 and 801 on the horsepower. So what you're telling me is we need to put in 1 more degree of timing?
1 more every time.
1 more every time? Ah, 1 more timing. Remember kids, boost doesn't hurt anything, timing does. So we're putting in more timing. He did put a degree in it, so we're gonna see if it picks up. He didn't add anything up top because it started to fall off just a little bit. That means we're right where we need to be. But down low, we got a little bit more timing in it, so let's see if it picks up down low. Where are we at? 830 and 813 on the RPM, on the horsepower. All right, making another change. The change is, you can see the graph didn't pick up between 44,000 and 5,600, didn't pick up anything with that 1 degree of timing. Picked up a little at the top end. So we're gonna pull that 1 degree back because it doesn't do any help, only hurt when it's there. And probably put a little bit up there, and maybe a little there. See what happens with that pull. The focus and determination are amazing. Changes made? I have no idea. This is all Greek to me. I'm trying to pick it up and I just keep getting lost. I need Aaron Smith here to help me. But I think that we moved the timing around a little bit just to see if it was going to pick up, stay steady, because when it stays steady it means that you're already maxed out in timing. You can pull it back, be safer. And if it keeps picking up, it means it wants more timing in that specific area. So now I think that's what we did, is we pulled one out from where it stayed the same and put some in where on either side of it where it kind of picked up, to see if it does pick up. If it doesn't, we pull that degree back out and then we're done. So it dropped a little bit where he pulled the timing out between the pink line and the green line. So we put that degree back in. So it's back to a different, it's back to the original timing it had in it, pull before the last one. Played around with a few other things. We're just gonna check it, make sure it picked up and got back to where it should be, and then that should be good. Survey says, there we go. 827 foot-pounds of torque, 818 horsepower. All right, here comes the last pull. This is going to be, I think you just put a degree like very low in it because it picked up a bunch of torque very low. And now we actually did the same amount of ice that we actually used at the track. We've only been putting in 1 7-pound bag, and normally we put in 2 10-pound bags. So I just put in 3 7-pound bags, which is close enough. So we're gonna see like what it's gonna actually do at the track. Again, numbers are not something that we care about, but it is a good measuring stick to see that we are going forward with what we're doing. We'll see. What does it say? .834 foot-pounds of torque. Because Mark's curious, we're going from SAE smoothing to uncorrected smoothing, which brings it up to 888, 863. 862 and 837 on standard smoothing 5. So, final numbers. 834 foot-pounds of torque, 820 horsepower on standard smoothing 5. Yes, standard smoothing 5. So, that's not a bad thing. It's a pretty good pickup. We picked up, that's actually SAE smoothing 5. I'm sorry, it's SAE smoothing 5, 834 on the torque, 820 on the horsepower. The last time we had it, the base curve was at 790 on the horsepower and 820 on the torque. So we picked up a little bit of torque and we picked up about 30 horsepower. It's definitely picked up more than that from the last pulley that we had on it, obviously. But it had already been street tuned a little bit before we got to that. So all in all, happy with that. Well, it's dark 30. Just got home, just unloaded the car back into the garage. Sharon wasn't with me, so she's actually watching a video of the last dyno pull on my phone. I did tell her what the numbers were, but you know, always want to watch it and see yourself. So we'll see what her reaction to it all is.
There's a floor roller.
Yeah, it's sunk in the floor.
I like it. Yeah.
834 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow.
There you go. That was the last one.
That was pretty good.
You gonna watch it again?
I like the way it sounds.
So there you go. Happy with it?
Yeah, I mean, I want to drive her.
This weekend, if it's not snowy and gross all weekend, we're gonna undo all the stuff we've done in the trailer and load the little trailer back up into the big trailer and then start loading everything we need for sick week. I think we're gonna bring it down in the trailer with the race tires on it instead of the street tires, because the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to do streetcar takeover Bradenton, and then Sunday is a test and tune after registration from 12 to 6. And then Monday we're racing, so with any luck we won't need the street tires on it till Monday after racing. So we're going to probably trailer it down with the race tires on it already. But that's coming up next. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give a shout out, say hello, and anything else to add back there?
Follow us along the journey. It's going to be fun. It's going to be sick.
It's going to be sick. See you later.